relax, and enjoy. What does that mean? It can mean lots of things. The way I'm speaking about it now, I'm thinking about how at times in my life, when I took myself too seriously, or I took things too seriously, or I was frustrated because something wasn't, you know, working out for me. Things weren't working out. My situation wasn't where I wanted to be. So, damn it, I was going to be miserable until I got what I wanted. But what I wanted didn't really come until I relaxed and enjoyed life, you know. And I still catch myself like that. You know, you get caught up in the daily grind of things, and you get frustrated sometimes with the stupidest things. Wrestling with the garbage bag, trying to get it over the edge of the garbage can, or the ties break while the thing is full of garbage. Stupid things like that. And sometimes you take the bait and you allow yourself to go down this whirlpool of frustration. That little thing might just be the straw that broke the camel's back. Of everything else that's been bugging you lately. And I find through my life that, when you go down that route, when you allow yourself to take that, somewhat easy route of just being angry, being frustrated, you're, everything goes that way, right? So, you don't want to be miserable. You don't want to be frustrated. And you also don't want to be impatient, right? Impatient about things, because that leads to more frustration. So what I'm talking about here, these little things, they seem like little things in your life, but they sometimes are just, symptoms of maybe a larger frustration with maybe you think things aren't going well enough, or they're not moving fast enough for you. So in order to get things moving where you want them to be, you need to relax and enjoy life. You need to stop and smell the flowers, right? Enjoy that sunset. These are also seem like silly things that aren't productive, right? You got people walking around. You have to be productive. You have to be productive all the time. You have to be working towards that goal. And a lot of times you just don't get where you want to be doing that. Sometimes, caring less and doing less is more. So when you relax and you slow down and you enjoy life a little bit, things many times fall into place. You reach this harmony, this it's like a musical melody or something that starts to play in the background. I don't know if I'm really saying it right, but you just you need to get into that flow, right? The good, relaxing flow. I mean, listen to a nice piece of music, relaxing music, or something like that. Uh, you know, Play with a baby. If there's any babies in your life, um, just or even just think about that. Go onto YouTube and watch some of these nice things that are out there. There's tons of nice visual things that can get you into that mood of relaxation and enjoying life, and enjoy being with the people in your life too. Sometimes, a lot of times I would be, so frustrated. I wasn't going to have a good time no matter what. Always looking for that excuse of what can go wrong. And then everything goes wrong when you are in that mindset. So this whole, be relaxed, enjoy life. You don't have to, wait for that winning lottery ticket is what I'm saying, or the big giant manifestation that you're working on manifesting. You don't have to wait for that to hit, to enjoy yourself, to enjoy your life. Take pleasure in the little things once in a while, and your whole mood will change. And before you know it, that thing will show up even quicker because you're now in that mood of relaxation and happiness and, success. Like I said before about smelling the flower, stop and smell the roses once in a while. That's a saying. It's a saying for a reason, because it's true, because it's good advice. And, another thing, it's in these quiet moments when you quiet your mind that inspiration can come to you. You get that, it's almost like those instructions come through. For maybe there is an inspired action you do need to take for whatever it is that you're after. And, or a certain amount of creativity, a certain amount of creativity, creative thoughts come through. And, that's what you need, is that quiet time to have that happen, to allow that to happen. So there's lots of good reasons for relaxing and enjoying yourself. It's not pointless. Don't worry about being non-productive, okay? Because, sometimes, a lot of times actually, these life-changing things come in those quiet moments. I'm sure there's tons of inventions that made people millions and millions or billions of dollars through history. Have the ideas for them have come to people during quiet times or even times of enjoyment when they allowed their consciousness to just expand. It's like the person sitting there and, they're quiet and they're not doing much. Maybe they're not even thinking of much, and they're just quieting their mind. And all of a sudden, you hear about that eureka moment. The light bulb goes on, right? All of these cliches. The light bulb goes on, and whoa, there it is. Where'd that come from? Because you're quieting your ego, and your regular waking mind many times gets in the way. Well, it gets in the way all the time, right? And you make that connection to your deeper consciousness, and it's like a doorway opens up and allows this creativity to come through quieting your mind. So that's why they talk about meditation. I'm talking also, but meditation, thing like that. When you relax and enjoy yourself, but relaxing, quieting that ego for a change. Hey, ego, cut it out. Stop. Slow down. You're getting in the way, and you're stopping all this creativity from coming through. So, you need to shut that ego up. It's like those little memes where the person's lying in bed and they show like the picture of the brain above them. There's like a disembodied brain with eyeballs attached to it, and the brain is telling the person in bed while they're sleeping, "Hey, are you awake?" And then, in the next frame of the cartoon or whatever, it's like the brain asks something ridiculous, and then all of a sudden it shows the person in bed lying there with their eyes wide open, like now they can't sleep. Your ego, your waking, your conscious mind does that a lot of times. It will send you spinning off into circles, wondering about this, that, and the other thing, and worrying about this, that, and the other thing. And, worry is the complete opposite of what you want. A lot of times when I'm talking here about the ego and its effect, it's worry, anxiety, how come my manifestation isn't here? How come this isn't working? This isn't working. It's taking too long. What's going on here? And then before you know it, you're out there, trolling scrolling through, this group and that group on, law of attraction, law of assumption, You see these people asking questions. Someone will come through and say, this wonderful thing happened to me. My manifestation finally came through. And then you'll always see those people coming in saying, so tell me exactly how you made that work. What are you doing here? You're not going to, that person isn't going to give you the blueprint for how to get your thing to work. These people are just, they're digging their own grave here in a way, What do you think? You think that person's really going to be able to tell you exactly what's going to work for you? These are vague concepts, right? All anyone can do is express these concepts, and it's your job to kind of like find your way in a way, right? Find your way through this. We try to make it easier by saying, quiet your mind, relax, or whatever the advice is, or this technique or that technique. But, as far as telling you exactly the closest I've ever gotten to someone giving a blueprint is Neville Goddard, right? I've through the years, I've listened to this one and that one, and a lot of them have a lot of great things to say. But it wasn't until I discovered Neville Goddard that all the pieces fell together, right? They came together and things really started to make sense. Even back when I watched The Secret. I watched The Secret. First I heard of it was back in like 2007 or so. A friend of mine, who's now gone, turned me on to it. And that thing is very, very inspiring. But it leaves so much out that you walk away more confused. Like how is this going to work? How's that going to work? But, someone like Neville fills in the blanks. And now, like if I watch The Secret now, I'm talking about the movie. I don't know about the book. I think there's a book. I never read it. But the actual movie, it makes perfect sense now because Neville filled in all those blanks for me. And now I understand. I used to watch The Secret and be like, what are they talking about? You're the universe and this and that, and making your order from the universal catalog for what you want. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, okay, if I have a certain job, there's only X amount of money I'm going to make at that job, right? So so I had to pause this, but where I think I was I was talking about, you have this job and you're making X amount of money. How are you going to, where does all this extra stuff come in? It just materializes? Well, yeah, Neville explained all of that. So, Neville is really, I think, the best source. Neville and also that other guy, Murphy, Joseph Murphy. They were both trained by Abdullah. So, not to plug my own videos, and you could find them in a lot of other YouTube channels, but I have a whole bunch of Neville lectures. Listen to them, or go into my links on some of my videos, and I point you to where you can read more Neville stuff or pick up his books, but in some way read that material, go through that material, listen to that material, and listen to it over and over, because that really starts to sink in and teach you what all of this is about. Okay? So, I don't want to be all over the place with this, but yeah, you need to sum it up, you need to relax and enjoy. You need to quiet that conscious mind, allow inspiration and creativity, and from your subconscious, from your God self to come through, right? And also the Neville stuff, whatever it is, whether it's the SATS before bed or whispering method, learn about the ladder thing, all of that stuff, all of those things together, that body of material, like it really works when you actually apply it. But you need to kind of inundate yourself and really understand the whole thing, right? Because you really have to suspend your logical mind, because your logical mind is going to question every single little thing, and you will just end up, you may as well just throw it all away and just go back to the grind and rely on chance and luck and, praying. Like when I'm talking about traditional praying, which doesn't work. There's nobody out there to petition, like prayers of petition. Oh, please let me have this. Please. That doesn't work. The kind of praying that works is addressing your God self and telling it what you want. This is what I want. This is what I order. This is it. We're doing this, But you need to relax that mind. He who cares less wins. Don't obsess over stuff. Don't stop the worry. Stop the anxiety. Stop the insanity, right? So like that lady back in the 1990s. Stop the insanity. So anyway, I hope this kind of thing helps somebody out in some way. We're just talking here. It's like a conversation. Leave your comments below. I don't think I get enough comments on this stuff. I see other YouTubers with, thousands of comments on their stuff. So, we'll see what else comes up in the near future. Thank you.